Hey guys, Josh here, and today I'm going to talk about the Division beta and my general thoughts about it, what's good, what's bad, what needs to be improved, and my general sort of impressions of it, basically. So, the Division beta was running from last Thursday, the 28th, on Xbox One, and then it opened up on the Friday for everyone else, through to this Tuesday. It was extended by a day, which was nice, and I had a very good time in the beta. Definitely had a very good time, and I'm pretty much sold on it, and I'm probably going to get it at launch. I have my concerns about it. It had been delayed so much. It's a Ubisoft game. Ubisoft don't have a particularly good track record right now, and so I had concerns, but those concerns have pretty much been completely washed away by this beta. Really impressed with this game. Now, what I'm going to talk about in this video is basically what's good about the game, what's bad about the game, and sort of suggestions for how I think it could be improved. Firstly, it's a very good solid game, very good combat, third person shooter, take cover, like sort of Gears of War style. You can look at other cover and then you hold X or A or space or whatever it is on PC to run towards that cover. Very simple shooting mechanics, reloading, in cover kind of sort of thing, tactical feeling with co-op and an RPG MMO sort of thing as well. So you have skills you unlock, abilities you unlock, sort of. I had one which was like a pulse thing, so it detect enemies nearby and you could heal yourself and other players. It was like an open world with enemies to fight, and also this sort of heavy, quite central thing about multiplayer and PvP, which is quite different for an MMO. MMOs have PvP, but sometimes it's sort of like an endgame thing, whereas this is kind of very central to the game, it seems. And I really like the multiplayer in this game. It's something very different, very new and interesting, and definitely exciting, and something that I have put a lot of time in. I would say I put about a good 15-20 hours into it during the beta, which is, for a beta to put in that much time, when really I've hit the limit of what you could do in the beta. I couldn't level up anymore, I couldn't really get any better guns. I was just playing it for the fun of it with other people, and I was having a real laugh. Really good. So, firstly, yeah, combat's really good. The RPG, you level up, you get money, you can buy weapons, you can unlock weapons, find them. It's very realistic, at the same time futuristic, so it's real guns, real world guns with attachments you can get for them. You get armour, different armour pieces, you get clothes as well, so you can customise how you look. So your armour's protection, but you also have actual sort of clothes, so you can really customise your look and not be restricted by, I look amazing but I've got no armour. Whereas now you can have really good protection but also look cool, and you can look like a badass, which is really cool. So that's that. What was in the beta was basically, you started off, you had like a starting mission where you captured a base, and that was your base operations for the main game, for the whole game basically. There was another mission where it was like you had to rescue someone from a hospital. I did that co-op. Co-op's really fun, very very well made. You can revive your friends and that, cover, flanking and stuff like that. There was sort of multiple enemies you face through, fighting through this sort of field hospital. Then you get to the roof and you fight a boss who drops loot. Very simple, very familiar, but very different at the same time. So that's that. And then you have sort of side content you can do, the side quests and encounters to do in the world. But again, everything's sort of really pushing towards this multiplayer thing, which was majority of the beta time for me. Basically, in multiplayer, you can get better loot. There's tougher enemies than the sort of outside world you can fight that can drop better loot. But there's also players. Now this is where the game gets really interesting. There's basically players that can hurt you and kill you if they want to. And if they do so, they'll become rogue and they're marked, and basically then you can kill them for rewards. Now this is where we start to go into the issues of the game. So yeah, basically if you shoot someone once, you sort of get a warning flash up. It's like, careful, if you shoot them again, you're going to go rogue. So be careful. Unless you want to go rogue, don't shoot them again. And if you go rogue, you're marked. They can then kill you, or vice versa, and they get rewarded for it. You can also kill people when they have loot. Basically, the loot you get in this zone is sort of, it's contaminated, so you have to get it extracted and sort of cleaned up. You can kill anyone at any point who has loot and take their loot. They might come after you, so it's, you know, risky. You can go to extraction zones and there might be about 5-6 people extracting gear. If you have a good group and you have, you know, decent enough weapons, you could wipe them out and take their stuff and extract it. So yeah, it's a really interesting thing, but it was let down by a few issues. Firstly, this whole getting shot once and then once more on your rogue is annoying. Firstly, people are idiots in multiplayer and they run in front of you all the time, so half the time you shoot people by accident and you go rogue. And sometimes they will realise that it was an accident and they'll be like, fine, cool, they'll wave or something and you'll be fine. Majority of people in this game just don't realise that and think, okay, you're rogue, I'm just going to kill you regardless of whether 2 minutes ago we were fighting together and having a good time together and waving at each other, I'm now just going to kill you. So that is annoying. If you shoot someone by accident, you're rogue, you're dead, you lose your loot, and it's not your fault because they run in front of you. And it's not really their fault either. They don't necessarily know if you're going to shoot them by accident or not. It's the game's fault for this sort of recognition of whether you're rogue or not. Also, there might be a case when someone decides they're going to go rogue and kill you, so they start shooting at you, they hit you once, they then miss the next shot or two. In that time, you instantly turn to shoot them back because it's in your natural reaction. If you get shot at, you're going to return fire. You don't necessarily miss your shots, you hit them more than once, you're now rogue even though they started it, and then they can just kill you and get the rewards. So that system needs to be changed, I think. Other than that, you can bait people, you can basically shoot people and then make them return fire and they go rogue, you kill them. So yeah, that needs changing, and I think what it maybe needs to be is a system of definitely more punishment for going rogue. I don't know what it could be. Maybe it's kind of you put on like a probation thing where you can't pick up loot unless you kind of buy a pass thing from a vendor or something. I don't know. It needs to be changed, or maybe there's a safety thing. I don't know whether you have to go and sort of, you go into like a rogue mode where you press a button and then you can shoot anyone. So if you do shoot someone and you haven't got this safety mode on, then you will go rogue. But if you've got the safety mode on, basically you can shoot someone who's innocent and you won't go rogue. You basically can't hurt them. So maybe that's something that needs to be in there. I don't know. Other than that, also, if you go rogue, basically you have a countdown that basically if you lose that countdown, you're not rogue anymore. But obviously, if you're trying to lose that rogue and you've got people coming after you trying to kill you because you're rogue, you've got no real choice other than to keep running or fight back. If you fight back, your counter goes up. So maybe there needs to be a thing that if someone shoots you while you're rogue, they're then marked as like a rogue hunter, and so if you shoot them, you don't get your rogue to go up because it's kind of you defending yourself. It's very hard unless basically you manage to get somewhere in the map and you're rogue and you're like in manhunt, which is like 300 sort of seconds of being rogue. Unless you're really lucky and find somewhere and no one comes for you, you're basically screwed because you can't really fight back. Because if you fight back, you're just going to keep being rogue. So that needs to be tweaked. Other than that, the system itself is a very, very fun idea. It just needs tweaking, I think. Other than that, very good. Few issues. There was a invisibility glitch, but that's a glitch and it's the beta. That's the point of the beta. So that's definitely going to be taken out, obviously. It's going to be fixed, something to do with, you know, not putting the right sort of instance with other players, so you're not actually there and you're invisible. They don't know you're physically there or see you. You can hurt them, kill them, and it's not even as if you're invisible and they can hurt you. You're just not even there for them. You're physically not in their world, but you can hurt them. It's a very, very weird glitch. So that'll be fixed, obviously. I think population of the world needs to be up. It might be because it's the beta they turned it down, but there just seems to be a lack of NPCs in the world. There's like, especially in the sort of PvE non-multiplayer world, there's kind of hardly anyone around. You'll be walking for 5 minutes and you come across 3 enemies, kill them, and there's another 5 minutes of walking with no enemies. So that needs to be tweaked and increased. And finally, I think they got a really cool thing about this whole multiplayer thing. And when you start the game, sort of the starting area, it's sort of like a social area. There's tons of players there, it's really cool, and they're all people who are starting the game, basically. But after that, you don't really see anyone ever again, because the rest of the game isn't social like that. This is the only area of the game that's like a social hub where you can actually see other players other than in multiplayer. Whereas you never go back there again. This sort of like starting out, you never go back there again, whereas there's a main base which you do go to all the time, getting gear, upgrades, getting your loot you extracted that's not contaminated anymore. And I think if that was the social hub, or certainly the area outside it was a social hub, it'd be really cool. You know, you're getting your gear, you're getting your upgrades, you're with your party, you're comparing gear and stuff, and you can see other players doing the same, and it would make the world feel a lot more populated. It's obviously not difficult to do because they got that already at this starting area, so just move it. Well, I'm certain there's going to be other social hubs in the world, but it just seems a weird choice to have it kind of starting there as a social hub and then you never go back there. So, yep. But other than that, really impressed with this game. Solid. Other than the issues with a few bugs and glitches, because it's a beta, it felt like a very, very polished game. And I'm really, really looking forward to it. If they stick to their sort of game plan they set out of, it's going to be free content coming every now and then, but also paid expansions. But they're expansions, there's new content, that's fine, I don't mind paying for it. But as long as there's regular content coming in as well, that's going to be free, and they have said there will be that. If they stick to that, I think this has the potential to be a game I invest a lot of time in. It might even take over Destiny in terms of, I'm bored with Destiny now. Destiny is a fun game, I love Destiny, but it's just nothing to do in it at the moment, and Bungie have really let the player base down this year. There's still no real game plan this year. Last year they had a whole set of DLCs planned, and this year there's nothing. If Ubisoft can stick to a game plan for this year, and I don't know what they're planning next year, I don't know if they're going to be a Division 2 ever, I don't know. But if they stick to that regular content, this has the potential to draw a lot of players from Destiny who are dissatisfied with Destiny's lack of content. And something like this, which is fresh and new and quite original as well, I think has the potential to have quite a good lifespan. So anyway, that's my thoughts on The Division. Overall positive, just general things which need to be fixed and probably will be fixed. There's been an overriding sort of sense of something needs to be done about the rogue system, so hopefully something's done about that. Bugs have been found, glitches have been found, they'll be fixed in the main game. It's looking to be a very good solid release at launch, and so I'm definitely probably going to pre-order it. So yep, that is my opinion on The Division. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think below the game, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.